Hello everyone, Emma Power here, and welcome back to a new deck profile. In this one I'm going to be taking a look at Dewgong. So Dewgong is 120 HP, stage 1 water type, from the set Lost Origin. Dewgong has two pretty cool attacks. The first one, Swim Freely, does 10 damage, and you flip a coin if heads. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage, and from effects of attack, stunt this Pokemon. Not the worst attack in a pinch, but still not the reason why we play Dewgong. The main call or appeal is Flow Return for 2 colors. It says shuffle any amount of water energy from your Pokemon into your deck, and this attack does 40 damage for each energy card you shuffled in this way. Now typically water types would have to rely on Frostmoth in order to accelerate water energy, but because we have the Swim Freely attack, Finian allows us to attach as many water energy from a hand to our Pokemon with Swim Freely in the name. So we just bench a Finian, and then we can just start attaching as many water energy as we want. And after we've shuffled them all back in and we've played down our hand size, we can then use B-Barrel to draw up till we have 5 cards in our hand in a pretty cool combo. So why is Dewgong not really seen a whole lot of play, even when it's basically the same power level, if not better power level, than Malamar Rapid Strike? Well, the simple answer to that question is in high competitive tournament play, Lost Zone decks, in particular ones playing Sabeleye, see a whole bunch of play. They're very competitive. So essentially, with Sabeleye around, Dewgong doesn't really have much of a chance against it. You can play Capes of Toughness, as we do have one down here, in order to give your Finian a bit additional HP, give it plus 50 hit points. You can also play the Power Soul, I think, to protect yourself from damage counters. But either way, the deck does struggle with the Lost Box matchup, and it's kind of why a lot of top players have been ignoring Dewgong. However, I picked this list up from Limitless TCG a couple of weeks ago, and it was a list that actually went 6-2-0, I believe, in an online event, and there wasn't a lot of Lost Box, and I think that's the reason why. I do think Dewgong is a pretty underrated deck, but sadly, because of Sabeleye's existence, we might never know its true potential in Standard. However, just getting into the list, it's pretty self-explanatory. We just want to set up a bunch of Seal Pokemon and get all the energy we can into our hand. So we play 3 Capacious Bucket to allow us to search our deck for 2 water energy. We also play 3 Evolution Incense to search for either a B-Barrel or a Dewgong. We have 1 Hisuian Heavy Ball because realistically there'll be games where we prize a Bidoof, our Manaphy, a Finian maybe, or even a Seal that we really need access to. So because we play high counter basics, we're almost always going to prize one every game, so running a Hisuian Heavy Ball is necessary. 4 Level Ball to help us set up with low HP Pokemon such as Bidoof, Finian, Manaphy, and Seal. 2 copies of Ordinary Rod to allow us to recycle some Pokemon. Typically we're not discarding any energy because we're just shuffling it all back in, but we do need a way to recover Pokemon, so that's why we play Ordinary Rod. I also play 1 Pal Pad to shuffle 2 supporters. Now you could play, Serena additionally to this list, but I just think Serena is discarding resources actively, so you don't really want to be discarding anything that you don't have to, I guess. So I tried out Serena, wasn't a fan of it, so just went back to 4 Marnie. So Marnie for Disruption, also playing 2 Path to the Peak, so Marnie Path is at least pretty decent against Mew. So we do have that option, and we have Pal Pad to recycle some of our resources. We also play 3 copies of Quick Ball to allow us to discard a card from our hand to search our deck for basic. Just another way of finding out one of our low HP basics. Also play 1 Rescue Carrier to put 2 Pokemon with 90 HP or less, so if we discard a Bidoof or opponent boss KOs a Finian or a Seal in the early game, we can Rescue Carry them back. We also play 2 Scoop Up Net to allow us to retrieve a Pokemon. Scoop Up Net is sadly one of the more expensive cards in this deck, if not the most expensive, sadly. However, it's kind of important-ish, I would say. You could maybe get away with trying the list out with just 2 Air Balloons, so if you really can't afford Scoop Up Net and you're building this super cheaply, I would just say just play like 2 Air Balloon or 2 Escape Rope. We also play 2 Ultra Ball. Again, we're not trying to use a ton of discard options, but still being able to find a B-Barrel, for example, does have good synergy there because we can obviously fin the hand quite down low. Quite down low. What is grammar? Fin the hand size low and then use B-Barrel to draw back up. Also 2 Path to the Peak just to turn off those pesky abilities. 1 Boss's Orders to gust a Pokemon. 4 Marnie for Heavy Disruption, and then 3 Research, because we don't want to play a Research every turn because we don't want to discard all our resources. And then we play 1 Cape of Toughness, just to improve the HP of a Finian potentially, and keep it out of range of some sniping moves. And then 10 water energy, which the energy count is something that you could change around a bit. You could play watch energy if you really wanted to, or capture energy. I just think 10 water is perfectly fine. But either way, that's it for Dewgong budget deck. Let me know what you think down below. It's been Power.